that break, we're trying to get into the next game. It's going to be Terraform. I do have my map intros here on the computer, but I don't know if I can load them in. We're going to test this really quick. Maybe I'll break everything in the process. Nope, we'll figure that out later, guys. Let's just load into the game like normal. Probably our best bet. Alright, sounds should be on. Hopefully we're all good. Yes, they are. Okay, great. I'm going to turn them down just a little bit because I got some feedback that they were still a little bit loud. So, squeegee, squeegee, squeegee. But we are back on Game Heart, so we got the good overlay to look at as I move all these things around. All right. So, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on. We got some more people on the stream than we did before. But for now, we're casting best of fives. This is just money we've had from like subscribers and stuff. We want to throw some good matches. I really, obviously, would like to be casting with Zombie Up, guys. We love Livy B. She did a great job at the live event. I'm super glad to have her here. So, again, thank you, Livy, for joining us here on the cast. But hopping into game number 2, he's down at the moment. In the bottom right corner of the map is going to be the red Zerg player, Acer's Bly. Oh, thank you so much, dude. My pleasure.
Nice. I think your water just arrived.
Yeah.
Hype. All right. Well, it's good to be here as well, Rifkin. Thanks for having me. In the top left, we have the yellow Protoss. It is Kiwikaki.
Yeah, again, a washed up nub here on the bit. I actually just thought this was hilarious because, again, this guy was such a big deal back in the day from everything I gather, so washed up nub's a bit of a hilarious poke at that. We do have a gold base coming out of Bly, though. Oops, as I click nowhere on the minimap. This is funny.
No irrelevant at all.
You know, last season, this was the trend, right? You had any map with a gold map, Zerg players were using and abusing. Expedition Lost, Overgrowth, like throughout the history of this, we've seen a lot of Zerg players get really keen on abusing golds. I do think Terraform is the one map, though, a gold base is not the greatest thing to rush on. I think the terrain, the map, and the defensive location for the player defending is actually really good. So, while Kiwikaki is going to scout this in a moment, I think, maybe.
Oh yeah, he's gonna scout it. He actually clicks straight on it, knowing that there's no natural coming down from Bly. He knows what is up, and I feel like doing this in Legacy of the Void in the current state of the metagame, it's gonna be not as successful as Bly hopes, just because of there's adepts, and they kill Zerglings like nobody's business. And other than that is the Mothership Core that only requires 25 energy to photon overcharge.
Yeah, and overcharge is pylons, so I'm still not used to that. That's still something I'm getting used to. It's weird. But the Adept, it's funny you bring this up, because again, killing Lings in the early game is nice. If you get enough Lings, though, you get enough Marines, it's actually pretty... You can deal with Adepts. They're not impossibly tanky, but they are really strong. And as we saw last game with a good reference, they tear through Hydralisks. That one battle was hilarious to watch because you have parasitic bombs wipe out like the fleet of Phoenix instantly, but the Hydras also got wiped out by the Adepts very quickly on the ground. It's a scary situation to be in. The one thing I want to point out, though, that I really liked for Kiwikaki was we saw like triple Robo production. We saw triple Stargate production. You don't see that in any variation of Heart of the Swarm right now. Not unless you're going like super cheesy or super weird.
Kiwikaki, he could afford everything, so he wasn't shy of just throwing down every tech that he wanted to throw down, I suppose. He could transition to whatever to counter Acer Bly's unit composition.
Yeah.
Whatever he liked. I mean, he lost all his Phoenixes, and he was going to go into the Stargate production, and he deterred away from that. So he just went into like triple Robo production, which worked out for him quite well.
Yeah. Just again, updating everybody on what's going on here too. Sorry, I still see some questions coming in the chat. First off, these are all best of 5s today, not best of 3s. We're going to try and get in and out as fast as possible. The folks at Blizzard are really awesome and did let me stream from here since I wasn't able to get home. My flight was canceled yesterday, and I got stuck in California for another day. So it's really awesome they were all able to help us do this. And we originally had a much larger format through like a WCS-style group, but we really didn't want this to take all day. I do have a limited amount of time as well, as I have to leave for the airport around 1 p.m. Pacific time. So if these matches do get super drawn out, we may have to even postpone the finals for another day. But we're going to get at least 2 best of 5s. We got the one you're watching right now, then you got Puck versus Beastie Cutie afterwards. Yeah. And in my opinion, honestly, these are 4 of the best players in Legacy of the Void right now. It's hard to call any one of them the best, obviously, as it constantly changes. You'll see winners and losers of Lycan Leagues, Alima Leagues, etc. But these are definitely 4 of the best players, without question.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Beastie Cutie's definitely gotten a lot of practice with Legacy of the Void in general, just because he's been playing a lot of Arkham mode with QXC, and they were definitely one of the best.
Well, allegedly they haven't played together in quite a bit, actually. I was talking about this the other day on stream, because we always reference that. He's like, oh, we actually haven't played for other than Red Bull some time. Kind of shocked me, to be honest. Cool use of the Ravagers, though.
Yeah.
Of course, so low. Come on, one more hit. One more hit.
And look how much damage this pylon does. Like, this is completely, like, deterred away.
Well, Livy, I hate to be that guy, but it's not really doing anything right now.
Oh! No, he lost his Mothership Core. That's a little bit of a misclick there from Kiwikaki.
Yeah.
But he does have an Immortal out now, and Immortals do quite miraculously against Roaches. So he's not really going to break through this at all. There is a Warp Prism on the map as well for Kiwikaki, so he can do some counter-harass and, like, the natural for Bly, which might pull him back home. He'd actually... Is that units there in the natural? Yeah, he's 2 Roaches and 4 Lings as well, just in case the Warp Prism does start warping in somewhere.
So there was a factor in there with the Photon Overcharge that I thought was interesting. I hadn't actually seen this in action yet, but the smaller range on it meant that the Ravagers could actually outrange it. The Lings and the Roaches couldn't, but the Ravagers could, and the Corrosive Bile obviously hitting it from very far away. That was kind of cool to see. So again, the Overcharge is still being tweaked and it's new, and I don't know where I stand on it being on pylons, but Bly's making really good use of these Corrosive Bile shots. Other side of the map, we do have the Warp in starting up though, and yeah, other side of the mineral line, the Adept can just kind of camp and kill a lot of drones. Meanwhile, though, it might not matter if Bly breaks the front lines. These Corrosive Biles are hitting exactly where they need to so far.
One Void Ray does join the army for Kiwikaki, which is going to be...
Almost loses it, though.
Yeah. Kiwikaki really needs to be careful with those Corrosive Biles. Like, if he loses that Void Ray, then he might throw his edge here in this game. I mean, he's doing wonderfully defending this because he has stopped mining on that gold base, so Bly is back down to 2 base economy.
He's also got a very low drone count. Like 36 drones, just had that new wave pop. It was 29 before. It's simply not enough. The one thing I want to point out though, the Void Ray is kind of interesting. It's the automatic I'm got against Roaches. It's actually not that great against Ravagers because Ravagers are no longer armored units. They are just units.
Oh, the Adept Micro cutting off the Roach and Ravager army.
Yeah, that's a cool wall.
That was really nice. He picked up a couple of Roaches there. Oh, a Zerling run by. Goes into the natural though.
Something interesting just happened. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not, or maybe I misunderstood what just happened. But it looked like the Ravager Corrosive Bile went through the barrier from the Immortal. Like the Immortal had barrier up, but he still took more than enough damage from it. So I'm really curious how that works, how that interacts. Something to perhaps test a little bit later on down the line.
The Hardened Shield, you mean?
No, because they don't have Hardened Shield anymore. They have that barrier that on active soaks 200 damage.
Oh. And
he had that active, but Corrosive Bile landed and looked like it still did damage through that. I'm not sure. That's what it looked like.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, sorry. Anyways, ADD. Just weird when you spot something weird like that. Got to point it out. Burrow coming out of Bly, I really like. This will not only give him some good escape paths, but also allow him to start denying bases. You know, you kill the third Burrow Ling there. It becomes really annoying to take that third again.
Yeah, but in this game again, Kiwikaki is coming out ahead. He's taking his third base. He's macroing up. He wants to continue Adept production, it looks like. Bly, he's only on like maybe 2.5 base economy right now. The gold base doesn't really have many drones, like 5 drones mining from it currently.
He does have a better economy, but the problem was it did take him a long time and he's still building drones, and I don't know that his army is actually good enough to stand up to Kiwikaki's push. I mean, admittedly, the Roach control and the Ravager control has been great so far, but that's Immortals, that's the Void Ray. I mean, 2 Void Rays not even part of me, a 3rd one on the way. I think Bly's going to have a really hard time actually taking on this army. The Adepts will soak a lot of damage. They don't need to deal damage, they just need to soak it.
I mean, Bly's units are completely out of position for this engage. The hatchery goes down. Now Bly's definitely on 2 base economy and is definitely behind Kiwikaki now. He needs to make something happen. Maybe even run over and kill off Kiwikaki's 3rd, and I don't even know if that will be enough because the units here for Kiwikaki is just so strong, so cost efficient. He's got to take a remarkable engagement to come back into this, I think.
The way I've been looking at this so far, it does kind of just look like Bly got ahead a little bit because of the gold base. Now he's been shut down. And this is a kind of even game. No one really has upgrades going for them. It's all about composition. And these Void Rays, if the Ravagers die, the Void Rays are going to be king here. Oh, the Observers both get sniped there, actually. Bly does have Burrow.
The concave is nice.
If he had Burrow, if he knew he could get away with Burrow, I think he would. But unfortunately, I don't think he knows he sniped the Observers. So relying, not just hoping for, but relying on Corrosive Bile to kill this Void Rays. Even the Hydras aren't going to stand up too well against these Adepts, but it's a better composition this time.
There's just way too much here for Kiwikaki. I mean, 3 Immortals adding to the DPS of the Adepts with the Void Rays. This hatchery is going to fall, and I think this will be GG here for Bly.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit panicked too. We're starting to get his own Overlord in that fight. Just trying to kite away Kiwikaki. Shields are fully regenerated on those Void Rays by now too, and the Void Rays do have a lot of shields. If the Adepts all go down though, the Hydras are pretty darn good. These Void Rays are not full health. They could go down very quickly, but there's not a lot left for Bly, and looks like what little he has is diminishing quickly. Ling's looking to get on the front line, stuck behind the Hydras, looking to soak some of the hits, but they're not soaking enough of them. Despite the focus fire on the Void Rays, they're still going to push through. And while Kiwikaki doesn't have a crazy large army, Bly is an even smaller one. GG is called, and Kiwikaki will take a 2-0 lead in the series.
Kiwikaki's looking